So,
Hi, Sugar. Gautam. Ujjwal. Yeah, hi. Hi, Sachin.
so I guess Gautam, we can start today's session.
Yeah, I guess Gautam has
Yeah,
already started recording.
I started recording, but yeah, you can start, right? Everyone is there. Yes, we can.
Okay.
Okay, I'll share my screen.
Yes, Sachin. So today will be the last session for Go Anywhere, and if you have any questions, then you can ask.
So I guess we'll be covering EL monitoring and patching, right?
Yes. Patching is means if there is something new, we can just upgrade it, and we'll be covering some common errors
Okay.
we get in the Go Anywhere. Okay.
Okay. So till now we have covered overview, and then we've got three environments: dev, test, and prod.
Yes.
And we covered infrastructure and design, where you gave us a walkthrough on the document that you have, uh, which gives the details about the infrastructure and the design,
Yes, Santosh.
how and where these servers are placed and how they are connected. Go where anywhere access. So this is something which Ujjwal has already raised, and Lucas has approved it. Today we got a confirmation email. So hopefully next week Ujjwal and Pramod both will be having the access.
Okay.
Then go ahead certificate renewal process is something which we saw how it is
Yes.
done. PGP, PGP key generation and management. This is one of the session that we had where you gave us a walkthrough. And yesterday we covered EL creation.
Yes. So means we are done with most of the topics. So today we'll cover some errors for Go Anywhere, and then we'll take your questions if you have any. And if
Uh,
Sure.
nothing is there,
As
then we
of
can.
Meanwhile, sorry to interrupt. Meanwhile, Ujjwal, if you want to recap what we learned from last three sessions, maybe just as this, we can take this opportunity of around 10 minutes.
Yeah, we can just go high level overview.
Right.
So just Santosh has given the overview means what we have covered and what is it, and you can go through the KT recordings we have already in place for 5 days. And so if you have any questions from that, then we can take it. And also means today we'll cover that general errors what we get and take your questions. And I would suggest you to go through recordings and come up with the questions. Okay.
yeah, so Sugam, most probably we should be having access to the
Yes,
environment
so as
next
I
week.
said, Santosh, so after having access, you will have more
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
questions once you do
yeah,
hands-on.
yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
So on Monday we can take it. So we'll keep the session short today, and we'll cover means what exactly the errors we get.
Sure, sure.
Sachin, you can start.
Okay, I hope my screen is visible. Um, so basically,
Yes.
these are the alerts. So we have documented it in this doc, whatever alerts we are receiving and what are the common errors. So we'll go through it one by one. So this is the alert that we receive for any stuck files that we have in Go Anywhere. So if there's any issue in the job that is ongoing and if the file is not transferred for some reason, and we will receive an alert, something like this. So this basically the alert that is generated. There is another job that is running in the background. The frequency of that is every 6 hours. So there's a job called as inbox monitoring. So this is the job that is doing this work of monitoring the projects and jobs or the locations basically where the files are placed, and if there's any file that is found to be stuck, whenever this job is running, it will
Mhm.
throw an alert. And once we receive this, then we check for these locations. One is the customer folder where we have all our project folders created within the customer folder. The other is the workspace folder, and the third one is the quarantine folder. So sometimes the file would be stuck in the inbox folder itself, or the input directory, as we were speaking in yesterday's session. So this would be under customers, and in some cases it might be under the workspace. For example, if it is stuck in the process, then it might be either in workspace or it might be under quarantine. So that we'll have to look and check the logs basically to get a understanding of that. So we'll come to that. I'll be going to the tool and I'll show you where do we, what are the folders and what are the logs that we check basically.
And the alerts that we get in email, does it
Mhm.
have any such details, or is it
Yes.
just okay?
Yes, so there are two alerts that we would be receiving. So there are two types of jobs. So one is this inbox monitoring job, which will basically only throw the alerts which
Mhm.
files are stuck, right? So this email that I just show you, it will only highlight the details of the file, what is the timestamp, and all those things. And there's another job that is called as scheduled error monitoring. If I'm not wrong, I'll check that again. So there's another job. So that will give you specific details of the error. So again, that is, we'll come to that. It's there at the in the next slide. So we'll come on that in the next pages. So one alert which we have already spoken during the PGP topic, where we receive the alerts for the keys that are about to expire. So this is one of the alerts. It will highlight the details of the keys, key ID, key name, in which vault that key is stored, and when it is expiring. Certificate expiry alert of the GoAnywhere. So this is the type of alert that we'll get for our GoAnywhere certificates that are about to expire. Now, as you know that we have MFT servers and gateway servers, right? So, and
Mhm.
it is a load balanced environment basically. So at times there might be some network issues and one of the servers might get disconnected for some reason. So during that case, we receive alerts, something like this, where it will highlight the details of which server and at what time it got disconnected. And within GoAnywhere MFT, there is an option called as Gateway Manager, a field called as Gateway Manager. If where we check within that, it will show us the status of both the MFTs, whether it is in connected state or disconnected state.
Okay.
And normally, as a first step of resolving this, what we do is that we just restart the service. And in 95% of the cases, like what we have seen so far, that resolves because it is just a network issue. And if we restart the service, that would connect the server back. And when we are restarting the service, so these are the types of alerts that we'll receive. There are multiple errors that we receive, so this is one of them. Like if this MFT server is is in sync, or if it is disconnected. So that is one of the emails that we'll receive. And one of the emails that we'll receive is about the GoAnywhere. If the GoAnywhere is started or shut down. So initially we will receive these alerts: the GoAnywhere is shut down, MFT server is disconnected, etc. And once the service will be back on, we will receive the alerts where it will say that the server is connected, the GoAnywhere service is started. So these are the type of
Mhm.
email notifications that you can expect when we are restarting the service. Yeah, something like this. The participant has left the cluster. Once it is back, it will show you some emails like this. The GoAnywhere has been started. So these are basic alerts that you can expect while you starting the services.
And are there incidents being raised based on these alerts?
When we receive these alerts and based on these alerts, when we are checking the logs and all right, so we are raising a self incident for that purpose.
Okay.
If
Okay.
we find anything that whether a particular file is stuck for a certain project and we are working manually on that, then we raise a self incident for that case.
Okay.
Now, coming back, let me log into the portal first and just show you the jobs that I was referring to that are running in the background that generates these alerts. So if we go to workflows, schedules, you can see there is this job called as inbox monitoring. So this is a job that
Uh-huh.
is monitoring all the folders and paths for stuck files,
Okay.
right? And there's another job. I guess it is only scheduled for prod.
So are we collaborating with any other teams as well when we get these alerts
No,
or
no. So
okay.
we are doing it on ourselves. But if in case, let us say, there is some issue and we are not able to resolve it from our end, then the only next option is the vendor. So we'll reach out to the vendor for their support.
Okay. Okay.
Okay, it's over here. So send error notification. This is the job that basically it will send alerts like this, where it will show us this status. so and so key has
Okay.
expired. So these are the types of alerts that are generated by this job. So it is under this CKS folder inside projects. Actually, both of them are over here only, and inbox is additionally we can see over here as well. All right. So coming to the different types of errors that we can expect, common errors. So one is this PGP key pair expiry. It will clearly show in the status that this particular key has expired.
Uh-huh.
So again, we have highlighted all the details what actions need to be taken, although we have already discussed it in our PGP session. So the same steps again. And next is quarantine jobs, stuck files basically. So check if any job is active and files are related to that active job. If yes, wait till that particular job is completed. So if a particular file is stuck in quarantine, so basically these are the
Mhm.
steps that we'll follow whenever we receive any stuck file alert. You can say we'll check the folders one by one. And this is the alert that we receive when the
Okay.
file is not encrypted. So it will show in the status that this particular file is not an encrypted file. So maybe the file was not encrypted at all, or the extension, there is some issue related to the extension of the file. So what we do is we delete the file from the stuck file location, and we inform the point of contact for that particular project. So again, if you remember, we spoke about that encryption link sheet where we are maintaining all the details.
Mhm.
We are referring to that for all those uh, point of contacts and etc. So we'll refer to that and reach out to the point of contact for that particular project to inform them regarding this error and regarding this particular file and got stuck, and ask them to re-upload the file again.
Okay.
Now, what we do is if we see that the file is stuck in the inbox location, so let me go back to the tool and let me open the project input folders. Okay, so as I mentioned, within the customers folder, we will see all these folders are related to the projects. Okay, so if we see that the file is stuck in this folder, then
Mm-hmm.
and if we see that the size is also visible, like for example it's not showing 0 KB or something like that, if we see that the file size is also legible and it's visible, then we can manually re-execute the project. However, if the
Okay.
file is visible, it's not visible over here, but it is stuck in either workspace or quarantine, and if we see that the file size is 0 or something like that, in that case we reach out to the point of contact asking them to delete it and informing them to re-upload it. And let me also show you those folders, workspace and quarantine, that I'm referring to. So the quarantine folder is over here. And if you go within user data, the workspace folder is located over here. And these are the two folders that we check apart from the project folders. The next alert that we can expect is when the file has been encrypted with a wrong key. So it will throw an error like this, could not find a matching decryption key. So in this case, the file was encrypted with some other key, and when this file was received in our GoAnywhere tool, it was the tool was not able to decrypt it because there was no matching key for that. So again,
Okay.
the same steps for this, because
Yeah.
in this there's no point checking as such where the file is stuck and all. In this case, we have to definitely reach out to the user and inform them to that the file was not encrypted with the correct key and it needs to be uh, re-encrypted with the right one and uploaded back by the vendor.
Okay. And typically, how many such issues occur?
There's no fixed frequency, so can't tell like that, but sometimes we can expect such issues, but we're not receiving it on daily basis as such. The next one is errors due to incomplete file transfer with .file part extension. Now, this particular issue we have not encountered so far. So here you can see that this file name, in the file name, there's an extension called as .file part, and the error shows PGP decryption premature end of stream in partial input stream. So the cause of the issue is some files that had not been transferred completely, they have been mentioned here with this extension .file part. Action to be taken is again the same: delete the files from the stuck file location and inform the user to re-upload it. But this particular error we have not received it so far.
Okay.
Next
File
one is
part, is it something related to breaking up a very huge file into different pieces and sharing it across?
I'm not sure about that because as I mentioned, since we have not received it, won't be able to speak much on that. So we were never able to see like if we receive this, what is the job log and what all things are there in the log for this particular case.
Okay.
Next one is when the files could not copy the files for encrypt. Okay, could not deliver files. Okay, so this one is basically a connection, network connection. When there is some network connection and the files get failed in the process of file transfer. So we can expect some error like this, which is basically not readable. It will just throw this error. But when you go through the logs, now let me take you back to the tool and show you what all the logs that we refer to. So if you go to completed jobs, you will see the status over here of the failed logs. So this is the failed one.
Mhm.
So this is one of the logs. The first thing that we check where basically it got failed. So here you can see it mentions an unexpected error occurred, variable not found. So this, in most of the cases, this is an network connection issue. And if we re-execute the project manually, it will transfer the file.
Okay.
So re-executing it manually is basically, let us take this case itself. So this project is encrypt GSK2 workday cost center data quarterly. So if I open this project, if I click on this, it will automatically open the project. This is the project. So from here we can just click on execute and it will manually execute this project. So whichever, if there are any files in the input directory over here, it will execute, it will get executed.
Mhm. Okay.
So this is the manual execution. Now other reasons might be, let's say, the destination path. The destination path is not accessible. Now that can be, the reason can be the multiple reasons. So one is again related to network connection. There might be some intermittent network connection issues. Other case might be the permissions have been modified by someone, whoever has the access to that server. Maybe that might be a possibility.
Mhm.
So let me show you this. If I go to resources, so these are the resources that are configured, right? Uh, Network shares. Yeah. So these are the monitors, basically monitor projects, monitor based projects. And sometimes what happens is, let's say this particular network share is not reachable. There might be multiple reasons, connection issues or permissions related issues. So if there is a connection issue, it should get executed, when we execute it manually, it should get executed after a while. But again, if it is not getting executed even after trying multiple times, then we reach out to the point of contact for that project and ask them to check for this particular network share, whichever network share it is or SFTP server it is related to that project on the output directory, to check the permissions
Mhm.
or if there is any other issue related to that particular resource, because the files are not getting delivered.
Okay.
And one of the reasons might be that the space on the output directory is full. Again, that will result in an error as well. That could basically again disrupt the file transfer. Okay, so these were the common errors that we received and alerts for Go Anywhere.
Okay. And
Uh, yeah.
any errors or issue that was kind of unique that you have come across while working on this?
Nothing different apart from this. Let me again check on the tool. Nothing different as such, but yeah, regarding the logs. So that was one of the logs that we check, going to the completed jobs and opening the job number from here. Apart from this, we
Mhm.
can also check the other logs. Hmm, where is that? System alerts. No. Oh, reporting. Okay. So if I go to reporting and audit logs, in these file audit. So this will also give us some file level audits, and sometimes we refer to these as well whenever we are
Okay.
troubleshooting any particular issue related to stuck files or anything. Apart from this, there's nothing different as such that we haven't got. Anything, Sugam, anything from your side that you are aware?
No, these are the general alerts which you have covered. Apart from that, there is nothing as such.
Okay.
Yeah, so we have covered all the errors and which we generally get, and this is all. So if you have any questions, you can ask, or then we can wrap up the session. And
Any
Um,
any
I'll also.
reports that we are generating or sharing for this particular tool?
No.
no, for Go Anywhere, we are not sharing any report or
Yeah, and
any.
like as of now, we haven't received any such request from Lucas that if there any report needs to be generated and shared. So as of now, no.
Okay.
And so I'll also just quickly show that version upgrade activity that we do. Just
Yeah.
highlight of
So
that.
there is a documentation around. You can show the
Yeah,
document.
yeah. So you can share that for their reference. Give me a minute. I'll check for that. Yeah, I'll share my screen again. So when we are talking about go anywhere patching, is my screen visible?
No, Sachin.
No.
No.
Uh, I'm not able to see that screen. When I'm clicking on share, I'm not able to see that option, full screen option. Not sure why. One second. I'll just drop and I'll join back again.
So Sachin is facing some issue on Teams.
Okay.
Let's wait for him. And if he's not able to, then we can wrap up the session today early because we have covered almost all the things for Go Anywhere and there is nothing left as such. So let's wait for him to rejoin. So Sachin has joined again.
Yeah. So talking about upgrading the version, basically, when we say about patching, mostly it is about version upgrade for Go Anywhere. So if I go to this help section and click on about, we will see the version number over here, right?
Mhm.
And if I go to the vendor support portal. So this is the customer portal, or you can say Go Anywhere support portal, from where we can download all the upgrade files, and if you need to reach out to them for support, this is the place for that. So under product downloads, we will get all those uh, upgrade documents that has been released by the vendor, and we can get it over here. So if it is for GoAnywhere MFT, we can search like this, or if it's for gateway, we can check over here, and there will be everything like documentation, upgrade notes, etc. So this is the place from where we will download those version upgrade documents files. And in
Uh-huh.
this document, we have mentioned the detailed steps that we follow during this process. So this is also the change, or whatever details we fill in the change request in ServiceNow. So all those details are exactly the same that are mentioned in this document. So initially, what we do is basically download those documents, the files from the GoAnywhere portal, support portal. We place those files in the specific MFTs and gateways based on what we are upgrading. The next step is to taking the backup of the database. Now, database backup is we don't have the access to the GoAnywhere database, so we inform Lucas for that, and we get a confirmation from him before the change is scheduled. So once that is in place, once we get the confirmation from Lucas on that, the next step is during the change, we just take the backup of the Go Anywhere folder. So if I go back to the server, Go to C drive, program files, help systems, go anywhere. So this entire folder of go anywhere, this is what we perform a backup of, and we place the backups over here in this folder. So that is one of the steps.
And that is done manually.
Yeah, manually.
Okay.
And in some upgrades, it would be mentioned that we also need to upgrade the Java JRE version to a specific version, whichever is the latest one. So right now it is already upgraded to whatever the latest version is whenever you last perform the change. But in future, whenever you would be doing the activity, this is one of the things that you will have to look out for in their documentation, in the upgrade documentation.
Okay. Okay.
It won't be there in all the upgrades, but in some upgrades they would have mentioned this. And the next step is to, once the backup and all has been taken care of, next step is to stop the go anywhere services, go anywhere MFT services. So that again, as we had seen last time, go to services. There would be a service called a CKS go anywhere. That is the one that we need to stop. This one.
Mhm.
So we need to stop that, and then we need to backup. So okay, I missed the step. So when I spoke about backing up the folder, right? Before backing up the folder, just ensure to stop the service so that there are no active jobs going on. So stop the service, then take the backup of the folders. And once the backup is done, we would be then upgrading, performing the upgrade. So the upgrade file, it would be placed in this go anywhere upgrader folder, you can say. It would be placed over here. And following these commands, we would be running the upgrade command. Once the upgrade is completed, we will again start the services back. And the same process for gateway. So this was about MFT on the MFT server, but similar steps for the gateway server as well.
Okay.
So what's the current version of the tool?
So currently it's on 7.3.1. The MFT is on 7.3.1. And the gateway is 3.1.0. Yeah.
Okay.
So yeah, that is it about when we say about patching, this is it. Mostly this is the version upgrade activity.
When the last time you performed this activity?
I'm not sure about the exact date. I'll have to search the change. I'll have to search for the change number actually. I guess it was in September, I suppose. I need to check the change actually. So once I check
Yeah.
the change, I'll get to know the date of that.
Yeah, you can if when you get it, then you can paste the number over this document. Then that could be helpful for us.
Yeah, sure. You mean the change number in the service now, right?
Yeah. Yes.
Okay, okay. I'll search for that, and before uploading this document, I'll maybe paste it over here itself in this document.
Yeah. Thanks.
Anything else, Sugam, that needs to be discussed?
So this is all for going here. And
Yeah, for go anyway, this is all. So, do we start with Sectigo today or on
no,
Monday?
no, we'll start with active on Monday.
Okay.
And
uh,
also, Santosh try to
I
get
think,
access for going by Monday.
yeah.
Okay.
So hopefully next week, Ujjwal and Pramod both should be having access.
Okay.
And I
Okay.
guess we don't have a session on Monday, right?
Yes.
It,
Next session will
Oh,
be.
yeah, I guess Monday session was cancelled, I guess.
Yes.
So when we have the access, then I can say we have more questions. So we will let you know after that. Okay.
Okay. Okay then. I guess we can wrap up.
Thanks, Sugam. Thanks,
Thank you.
Sachin.
Bye
Yeah, thank
Thank
you
everyone.
you.
and thanks,
Thank you.
Sugam.
Bye,
Thank
everyone.
you.
Thanks, Autumn. Thanks, Ujjwal.